Well, sunshine was at a premium for much of the long holiday weekend here in central and eastern Kentucky. Of course, here in the Bluegrass, we managed to squeeze some out on this Memorial Day with the clouds lingering across the southeast. Our weather headlines: isolated afternoon storms the next couple of days to close out May as some heat begins to build in to welcome June, and good news for the upcoming weekend, which of course the first weekend of June, dry and very summer-like, so something to look forward to there. You see on our Max HD radar and satellite, we've got some cloudiness still lingering across parts of southern and southeast Kentucky, even a bit of moisture trying to work in to our southeastern counties. The bulk of this has stayed to our east. That upper level support with that wave of low pressure along the eastern seaboard still hanging across parts of West Virginia and Virginia. We've seen a mix of clouds and sunshine, although that mid-level cloud deck has tried to fill back in over the last hour or two. Areas off to the east and southeast of Lexington. Here's our Bluegrass Pace Gear Skyview AC Camera Network, Richmond EKU. Even though it's clouding back up, you see 79 there. Big difference between the Bluegrass region and, of course, the far southeastern counties, right around the 80-degree mark where we had that sun break out late morning, early part of the afternoon, and that helped to heat things up quickly. Underneath the clouds, only mid to upper 60s southeastern Kentucky managed to squeeze out low to mid 70s across southern Kentucky. Big difference underneath the clouds and what we've got out here to the west, mid 80s across the board, and we're eventually going to get there over the next couple of days, may even get close tomorrow. So there's that pesky low along the mid-Atlantic that's finally going to begin to jog eastward with the upper level support hanging back. I think we're still going to see a little bit of moisture feeding off of the Atlantic, even though surface high pressure is going to be in control. So during the overnight hours, mainly clear in spots. We could see some patchy fog after the rain that we had yesterday. Out the door, upper 50s to around 60 after the long holiday weekend. And then notice tomorrow afternoon, we're back in the low 80s across the board, but a few little isolated cells popping up with the afternoon warmth because of that aforementioned moisture. That's still going to be the case Wednesday as we wrap up the month of May, and for Thursday, kicking off June. That'll flare up during the afternoon, and with the scattered cloud cover expected associated with it, I think low to mid 80s will do it. We'll start to kind of change things around a bit beyond Thursday. Notice how Friday and Saturday are dry. High pressure is going to be over New England, and it is actually going to work back to the southwest. So it'll be surface, high pressure, and aloft, meaning some drier air. So a couple things happen. Humidity levels will drop, and that's going to eliminate our chances for anything in the way of thunderstorms, and that's also going to mean some heat will begin to build in. So we could make a run at the 90-degree mark into the weekend. Notice the yellow indicating some milder air off to our northeast. That's where the wind will be coming from. The bottom line there is that's going to mean our temperatures, I think, will put the brakes on them into the upper 80s, but still looking good. Notice how the humidity levels drop off for the upcoming weekend. So even though it's going to be warm to hot, we're not going to be dealing with oppressive conditions. Mostly clear, pleasant overnight, 60 in the morning, 82 tomorrow under mostly sunny skies. Isolated afternoon storm possible. Much of the area is going to end up being dry over the next 2 to 3 days. And then as that drier air works in, again, we do begin to heat things up. Should make a run at the 90-degree mark on Saturday. That will be our hottest day, and still dealing with some unseasonably warm temperatures into early next week with highs into the upper 80s.